Hello, this is teddygaming. Welcome back to a new review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Tales of Timothy, Volume 2, Issue number 42, The Curious Case of Casey Jones. And, I really did enjoy this one. This was a really fun issue, and the reason for that was just because it was funny, and I don't know, something about comics, they always struggled with humour, I want to say. And that's not like saying like Turtles in general in terms of like comic books are not funny. They have had some like little moments, but nothing like this. And then like even like throughout like other comic books which I've read over the years, whether that be like Marvel, DC, or anything like, from like independent comics or something like that, they never really struck that good gold or like good balance of like being funny but also being a good story. But yeah, this one struck a really great balance of being like funny in character and also having a really good story. Oh, I wouldn't say good story, but it was a decent story. And it's just this language I just can't believe happened, and it was just yeah, I really want to reread this one. This was just a fun issue. Yeah, it was so fun to read. So yeah. Okay, so this issue, we do first start off with Casey. He's been kidnapped by the government and he's been brought in, and this is where things just start getting hilarious, because we do get to see Casey's like, oh no, it's the government, and like, no, it's okay, we're not here to harm you. It's like, well, why'd you like attack me? And like, no, we didn't, we come in, announce our presence, and everything about it just screamed like Casey Jones, and just it was really reminding me of like 2003 Casey, like specifically the like Search for Splinter stuff when you're going to like TSRI and it's like busting up the place. It was really giving me a lot of those kind of vibes, and it was just so great. And like this kind of humor went on throughout the whole issue, and even with him like sort of like trying to cover up for Raphael, like saying his name wrong, and just get it just works so well for the comedy. And they really bring back this writer. This writer understood the excitement and just did it in a whole new level. And I really want this writer to come back, because they had a really great handle on like Casey as a character and his comedy and just timing. It was all perfect. So yeah, there wasn't really too much to the actual bit in the present day, because they're offering Casey $5,000 if he can like basically tell him, or like basically tell them like what happened 24 hours beforehand. So Casey does that, and we do get to see Casey and Raph, they're in the park and they're walking through it, and that's when the UFO comes crashing down, and they decide to see what it is, and it turns out that there's a big giant robot inside, and the robot starts to attack them, and it has steam coming out of its head. It has a really cool design, like very cartoony, but something about it like works for what it's trying to do. And I'll definitely have to see this robot come back, because it has like a really great design. And throughout this bit, we just get to see him fighting the robot. First they lose, but then they win because Casey decides to shove a big rock in its head and just blows up. And yeah, there's not too much to it. It was just that, and I feel like for what they're trying to do for the story, it works well enough for like trying to keep it a simple, sweet story. And I think it works like really well for what they're trying to do. Combine that with all the stuff in the present day with the comedy, it works so well, balancing out all the comedy, the seriousness, and it makes it like a great story, but like not a. I think you can understand where I'm coming from. Well, like it's not like the like best story, but like, it has like a good balance of everything to make it a good story. So yeah, then after that we do get to see Casey. He returns back to New York with Raph, and that's pretty much for it for the issue. However, at the end of it, we do get to see that the two agents that were like basically investigating Casey revealed themselves to be the Utrons, and I was quite surprised by that, as I was really not expecting to see that. I just thought there was going to be like agents or something like that. I mean, I did have my high hopes for Agent Bishop, but I feel like I might have been pushing it a little bit too much. But at the same time, I was like, I was quite surprised by it. And to make things even more shocking, they do reveal the fact that they say that the humans are ready for them to know about the Utrons. So, if I'm guessing this, and I feel like I'm correct in saying this, is that this issue takes place before Volume 4 or the Timothy, which I think that's pretty cool. And, I mean, I do like this one because it does add a bit more onto the Utrons and why they came to Earth and, like, reveal themselves. And I do like it that they are within it, and I do think it adds a lot more to the characters and motives and stuff like that, and it does work really well in their favour. But it does seem a little bit weird in a way, just because this kind of issue, I feel like would have worked if it was like in like Volume 3 or something like that, where they could have built up to the big mystery and like then coming to Earth and stuff like that. I'm not trying to say that this issue was bad, but I feel like this issue, it could have been, I don't know the best way to describe it, but I feel like this issue, had it come out earlier in real life, I feel like this one would have been a much better issue, because that way they would have built up to the mystery of the Utrons come to Earth and stuff like that, without it just being out of nowhere and then trying to build up to the mystery years later. It does feel a bit weird, but I do like that there was like attempts there, but you know, with how they did it, it just comes off as a bit like why bothering, because the mystery is already out there and stuff like that. So I feel like this issue was like came out at the wrong time, but it would have been great had this issue come out earlier. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall this whole issue, it was just a really great fun issue, and I'll definitely like to reread this one again, mainly for the comedy of how I did Casey in this issue. It was just comedy gold. I don't know how I did it, but it was just perfect, and the way that they're writing him, yeah, true form of genius, I want to say. And again, I would definitely like to see this writer come back, because they had a really good handle on like the comedy side of things, with like combine that with the the action, the seriousness of all of it all. And I do feel like overall this story, it was a really great balance of the present day stuff, the comedy, and also the future, the past stuff, with the action. I mean, I do feel like there was definitely elements which like, could have been improved upon, but knowing that this is just a one-off story, I think they did everything well, and this might honestly be like a perfect issue, maybe even a 10 out of 10 one. It was honestly that good, and I'll definitely recommend reading this issue for anyone, like, if they have seen Turtles, or they have, like, only read like, comics and stuff like that, would highly recommend reading this one. This one's just so great. And, yeah, and then, for the artwork, it was done by Jim Lawson. I don't think I need to say much more about that, because, yeah, if you've seen these reviews, you already know my opinions on his artwork, and also, with it being black and white and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't know, I feel like the black and white, like, adds something to this issue. I don't know, something about, I don't know, something about, like, some issues work in black and white, some don't. But for some reason, this one really feel like it worked well in black and white. I mean, I do feel like some of this stuff, like, would have been better in colour, but it was really great in black and white. I don't know, something about it just works really well for, like, the mystery and stuff like that, and yeah, I'd definitely see a lot more comics like this where it's just like done perfect. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about all this? Do you like it? Do you not? What do you think about like Casey being a comedic character? I know that he somewhat is, but like, you know, actually funny. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. If you do something, please share. Let's just grab on stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.